Yo, what's good everyone? Today I'm doing Claudio versus Lidia full labbing session. Let's learn everything about Lidia and how we can deal with what Lidia actually has. With Lidia, I do play Lidia, so I do know quite a bit about the character. I think she's a good character, a very solid character. Obviously, I won't say she's one of the best in the game, but I think she's definitely a high mid tier. I'd say she's quite good, and she can be quite tricky if you don't know the matchup. So let's just get into it. With Lidia, we will start with her rage drive because there's something that people need to know. Hold on, let me just check I have that button on. I don't. Clearly, I was playing Claudio last. Yeah. I'm not sure if that worked. Let's have a look. Yeah, so if Lidia goes into this second stance from Rage Drive, you can interrupt. You didn't used to be able to interrupt until they patched it. Obviously, if she does the first stance, I wouldn't press anything, but if you could see her transition into the second stance, let's see if I can get it, you can press, you can interrupt. Let's see if that worked. It kind of works though. So you can interrupt, but like, I probably would go 4-3 because you're always going to get counter hit. This is where you can throw 4-3 out because you're always going to get counter hit. So you don't really have to do 4 and then confirm 2-1-2. So with that, just you can use that, and I'll show you what else you can use it in for after. Okay, so straight off, cat foot stance 1, so forward 3+4 is just a transition to that stance, so that's not important. Let's look at the moves she has from it. Okay, so this is a high. You won't really see this used from Lidia's stance. It's not one of the more popular moves to be using from the stance. But if you have a read on it off the first one, you can duck and launch. This one is one of the more ones you'll see for people that are trying to press after forward 2 and rage drive. So if you try to press too early, you'll get counter hit launched. It is a counter hit launcher, and it is -10. This used to be safe, but now it's -10, so you can jab punish it. There's no else you can really. I don't know about stepping it. No, you can't. I won't really move around it. So just if you block it, it's -10. This one, it's not used too much. It's only -1, but it is a natural hit launcher. But it's out of this stance, the main one used are 2 and 4, which we ain't got to yet. But this is a high. It's sort of reactable, but not really. It's a bit of a weird one. But it is a high, so there's 2 highs and two mids, and this one is the more common one used. This one's +8, and you're in a mix-up with either her hell sweep or probably down forward 2 is what the better Lidias would do. Both you can't interrupt. But this, if you have a read on them doing this, like after the rage drive on the first stance, you can sidewalk it. You can. I think you might be able to go both ways. Yeah, you can go both ways. It's very linear, but if you block it, you're in a mix-up where you have to duck or stand up. It's just one of those. This is, if you ever see a jump back, it can only ever be a high unblockable. If she ever cancels the stance into a jump back, this is the only move she has. She can jump back into nothing, so you're best off just ducking anyway. And then this, like I showed you with the rage drive, is where she transitions into the second stance, which you don't want to let him get away with. You always want to be trying to interrupt that. And this is the move she has from the second stance. So she has a mid launcher, which is safe. So this is why it's really important to interrupt. But she has a mid launcher, which is safe at -6. She has a low, which is -13, and it's a really good high crush, and it's a counter hit launcher. So you need to be careful with that. This is where this move's not used too much compared to the 1 and 1+2. But I'm not 100%. I have had it where 4-3 has beaten this move, but I have had it where it's lost to this move. So it's one of those. I guess you could down forward 2, but sometimes you get clipped by the high if you down forward 2. But if you don't want to take the mix up at all, you can just do this. If you just do up back, it beats everything. I mean, you will get hit by the high, and I don't know if you get hit by the mid, but nothing happens. You just lose a little bit of damage. And this is the guard break one that's plus 14, where she gets guaranteed guaranteed string or a guaranteed wall splat move, which we'll get into eventually. This is her 10 frame, which puts her into a stance, which is cat stance 2, I believe. It's minus 10, so it is punishable. One thing I think is she cannot block in this stance. She cannot block when she transitions to a stance. She cannot block. The only thing she can do is go back. I will just do her fastest move just to check that it doesn't that Rage Art beats it, but we'll just check. This is her fastest move from the stance. I'm just checking if the... Okay, so Rage Art works there. But if she goes back, does Rage Art still work? Hold on. Let me just check this. So Rage Art's guaranteed. If you're in Rage and she does 1-2-2 as a punish, or is it 1-2-2? I think it's 1-2-2. Rage Art's guaranteed. If you're not gonna die, from the 1+2, she can't block, and none of the moves are gonna beat. None of the moves from that stance are gonna beat the Rage Art. I don't think so. Right, so this is the stance that she'll go in after that. So there is a mid that's safe. Actually, let me just touch. I'll touch it after you've done all the moves. So this is a safe mid. You can step it if you have a read on it. This is a safe string, and the last hit wall bounces, so don't press there. And it's minus 7. And maybe if you get... You're not really going to get a read on that. You could whilst on it one if you duck that first hit, but... You know, it's one of those, be careful. This is to stop people from stepping. If you start trying to sidewalk around her. I don't track to the right though. Just tracks to the left. So you want to go right against. You want to go right against this stance. I think. This is the low she has. It is hella punishable. But with this low, that you don't have to do both hits, and you will see that Lidia players will not do both hits. It's very rare you'll see them do both hits, because this is guaranteed. Like, you can't get up in anywhere. If you get up, you get launched. So you know you need to just stay down and eat that, and then get up. So that's what they'll mainly use. This is the quickest move she has, the quick mid, to stop people challenging and stuff. You can step it, but it is minus 10. It is punishable, so make sure you punish that if you do block that. Again, she can go into the unblockable. But with this, if I just show you all the options, you don't need to finish that full string. Right, so if we just go through these a second. I think a lot of them you can dick jab. Okay, so you can definitely dick jab the high punch, the 2. And you're going to win there. Oh, I didn't get hit, sorry. You can, the mid, it's quite slow, but you can dick jab that as well. This is the high tracking, right? Oh shit. So you can dick jab that. This is the low. You can dick jab that. But this one is the one you can't. You'll get counter hit and then she gets a guaranteed follow-up. I believe you can sidestep right duck, all options. Apart from that one. Can you go left? No. So I think you can, every option apart from that you can sidestep right. But you want to sidestep right duck. It's a bit tricky though. Yeah, it's a bit tricky because you're going to right. Yeah, it's tricky because you're going to right, but you definitely can. The high. It's tricky, you know. But a lot of the options, you want to sidestep right duck. But it's actually really hard to do. But it is possible. I didn't get the sidestep there, especially for this one. Because the two common ones are these last two. They're the most used ones. And obviously this one as well. I'm not, maybe it's a Claudio thing. But I know you can sidestep this because I've done it. It's one of those. It's one of those. It works online. It's probably just one of those. It works online. Unless unless it's been a change, you used to be able to sidestep this. Yeah, this didn't really have that much tracking, but maybe it's changed. I'm not 100%. Maybe it's changed from this string. Maybe it's just changed from this string. That's all it could be. But yeah, you can dick jab most options apart from this one. So all them four you can dick jab, and then this one you can't. I guess that's probably one of the better options to do is probably throw a dick jab out. Right, okay, next. During cup, have I not just done this? Oh no, this is the second stance. This is the second stance, yeah, sorry, my bad. That's if they do, so if they do, they're punished with 1-2-2 and then transition into that first stance, they can hold forward like they can the other stance and go into this stance. So this is +6. This is one of the more common ones used. The thing is with this stance, it is very weak to people at sidewalk, and this is probably the most common option used, followed with a low, I believe. But that's +6. You don't really want to press after you get after you block that. A lot of people mistake this. This is safe. Obviously, you can sidewalk it. This isn't really used for a neutral poke. It's mainly used in combos, or like to pick people up off the ground with the spring kick and stuff. But it is not punishable, and so many people try punish it, and look, you can't. If you jab and stuff, she can just whiff punish you with a hop kick. So be careful about that. It's not punishable. This is another one that's used quite a bit. It doesn't try. I don't know if you can step a second there. No, you can't. Be careful pressing that. It is a counter hit launcher. She can dash up and pick you up from this. So be careful about that. Just block if possible. Obviously, I don't know if you can parry the second hit if you have a parry, but obviously as Claudio we can't. So just block, or if you see the second transition, just sidewalk. It's a very linear stance. Is this one? Yeah, even the low. You could even step the low. But the low and the first mid are the main ones to use. It's -12. But I've had it where whilst in 1-1 whiffs. So just be careful. I think it probably depends on distance. but I don't know if I'll be able to do it now, but I have had it where whilst I'm in 1-1 whiffs. It is a knockdown, then if you get up, there's like, I'm not sure if forward 1+2 is guaranteed, but forward 3 is guaranteed if you back roll. So, you know, be careful how you get up in a situation if you don't want to eat damage. 1-1, I'm not sure if this is natural, I think it is. Yeah, so this is a natural 10 frame. It's minus 11, it's punishable, but the second hit is a counter hit launcher. So be careful if the Lidia players just jab, jab, jab. Be careful ever challenging it, because then they'll just do jab and then the second jab of this, and then you're gonna eat a lot of damage from that. 1, 2, 3, mainly used for wall carry, not so much neutral. It is a high, but I've mainly really seen this used for wall carry, and I use it on myself for wall carry. 1, 2, 4, 4 is high, high, low, high. It's not natural, so if you get hit by the low, you can duck the last hit. But remember, if you try punish from blocking the low, you will eat a full combo. Hold on. If I press, is it natural? No, it's not even natural on counter hit, so you can always duck the last hit. Remember, if you block the full string, she's +6, so it's not your go after this. So if you do not duck this, do not press. It is not your go. A lot of people fall for this and press. So do not press and try and make sure you can duck it, or low parry the low if you can. This is another 10 frame jazz. You don't really see it. It's not one of those used. It's only +1. You mainly see 1, 1 or 1, 2, 2. You don't really see this move. A bit like Falcon Ram's 1, 4. You don't really see this one used because she has better options. 2, 4 is not. It is natural. This is 10 frames as well. This can be used as a 10 frame punish, but it's safe and it's got a mid in it, so. A lot of good Lidia players will use this in neutral. Don't think there's nothing you can do with the second hit. Don't counter hit launch or anything like that. But I believe she's always +8. Yeah, I think she's always +8, no matter what after it on hit. But just a good neutral port. This is a launcher, a 17 frame launch that she has. You didn't even used to be able to launch this and because the recovery were too quick, but you can now. So if you see the 3 and you need to duck the 2 and make sure you launch. 4-2 is not a natural. I don't think it's natural. Yeah, it's not natural. It's a high. It's duckable. It's a counter hit launcher, but she has to commit. Her magic 4 doesn't counter hit launch on its own. She has to commit to either the 2 or the 3, which we should get to after. She has to commit to them to get the full combo from it. She cannot just do it off the 4. It doesn't work. So this is the 4-3 version, the mid version if you want to catch people ducking. It's also a screw as well. People use it in combos, but it's -10. So make sure you jab it. You won't see this. You won't see this. It's just a full-on charge. If you see him just doing that, just launch him. This is a 12 frame punish. Like I said, after the high guard break that she has, this is the wall splat version. They'll go for it at the wall. It's -13. It jails. You can't duck it. So you have to punish it. But this is a really good 12 frame punish that she has. That knocks down wall splats. This was a move I was saying about. Be careful when you get up after that low from the second stance. Because it will hit. This used the wall splat. It doesn't anymore. It's pretty useless unless you're using it to catch people back rolling. So I'll just do the first 2 hits on its own first because it doesn't show that. The double kicks on their own are -10. Honestly, I'd let him get away with this. Do not try punish this. Just let him get away with it because the 2 follow-ups are both punishable. And if you press, you will, you're going to get counter hit. This is -12, so you can forward 2 it. And the other follow-up is this. And this is the one you definitely don't want to press into. because it's a counter hit screw. So, but this one's a high, and it's more commonly used because it's a counter hit screw than the other one. So I'd either duck or just stand still after the double kicks, and that's definitely what I'd do. This is a 14 frame punish. It's launch punishable. Didn't used to be, but it is now. It's easily hit confirmable. Like, you can stop anywhere. Like, I'll just show you it stopped. If you just see that string's not hitting, you can just stop and not do the rest. But it is, no matter where she stops, it's always -10. So if she stops here, you can always jab it. If she does the full thing and you block it, make sure you launch it. This still recovers very quick. A down forward 1-2. You can duck and launch it, but I've had it where you can't. I've had it where it's not being a punish. But it's just like most people's like down forward 1-1, but hers is down forward 1-2. It's like that sort of string. And then she has obviously the mid counter hit version that a lot of people do have from this. So you don't want to press off the down forward one. You can delay it a little as well, so people can think they can press, but you can't. It is -13, but this is not always consistent. I've had it where this doesn't reach, but I think down forward 4 always reaches. But I have definitely had it where the forward 2-2 and 2-1 have whiffed, so be careful on that. Down forward 2 is one of her best moves. 15 frame. It's mainly one of those where she goes +6 in them situations she'll use. It gives her a stance mix up, and it's safe on block. So, you know, it's just a really good neutral move that she has. This is a bit like a down forward 1 string, apart from it doesn't counter hit launch. It just knocks down for a guaranteed follow up, and it's -12. She does have a high version as well. I don't think. Yeah, that jails. So you'd have to duck that. You'd have to duck it before. I don't think you could. You definitely can't. No, it jails. So you'd have to have a read on it. But you're not really wanting to duck this. It's +7. So be careful at the wall, because they will just do a wall spot move on you. This is a bit like a Magic 4, has the same sort of options as a follow-up. It has a high and it has the mid-spin kick. It is +1, so don't challenge it. If you're not ducking it, don't challenge it, because she'll just jab you to death. And again, she has the -10 version for people that are trying to duck. So 10 frame punish this. It's one of those where if you want to risk the duck, you'll get big reward off it, but if you duck at the wall, you're going to get wall spots, so be very careful on where you're ducking. This is a high, yeah, this is a high, the +6. You can't react to this, it's not reactable or all like that. Just be careful, don't press after it, because the down 4-2 is a frame trap, and she'll get a counter hit knockdown, and then she can just... This is where a pressure will come into people that don't know stuff like this about this being so plus. This is two Sabaki. She gets a follow-up. Let's see if the follow-up's on the move list. I'll do it. I'll just do it myself. Should work. That's what she gets if you do a 2 move. So like if we did down 1-2. And she saw that coming, she could do the safe. It's safe. She could do the Sabaki, and then she gets 3 damage. And there's like a blue spark version of it as well if you get the timing right. But it's only -2, so it's one of those where it's kind of good. It's a kind of good Sabaki to have. Homing power crush. Well, sort of homing. Oh, not at all. This used to track. This used to track so well. It would never classed. So when this came out, it would never classed as homing. When this came out, but it would catch you. Oh, you just can't be stepping there. It would catch you stepping like really well. It was like a bit like Claudio's forward 1+2, not classed as homing, but for some reason just tracked really well. Because of I think it's because of the animation of it. You know, with it looking like she spins around and stuff. But it's a power crush. It's minus 12. Not really seeing that much. Down one leaves you in crouch and leaves her at +2. I guess a dick jab would be a good follow up, sort of. If they don't hop kick or low parry, because it would beat the down forward, wouldn't it? It would beat a jab. So, but it is +2, so be careful. Anything off this low is a high follow up, I believe. So if you ever see this down 3, I think this is the other option. Yeah, it's always a high. So if you ever see this, if you ever get hit by this, just duck. It's always a high follow up. And there is a full string to it that if you could get lost. If you don't know this matchup, you could just get lost and hit. If you just hold back. I mean, if you don't duck the second hit, you can duck the third hit. But they might not throw that out. So it's best just to duck the second hit. If they either do the jab or the high kick. I do not know why that just whiffed. That was a bit of a mad one. I didn't expect that to happen. Down back 2 is our high crushing low, minus 14. We can either wall bounce it or full crouch down forward 2 to it. You could choose best off probably low parrying unless you're near the wall. It's quick, so I doubt you're gonna see it unless you've got crazy reactions. This is a hell sweep that shares the mix up from the overhead kick that's +8 with either down forward 2 or the hell sweep. Do not do a get up low kick in this situation. I'll just show you why. Hold on. I might as well do the full string in it. I don't know if that came out. She does have this low kick parry, which we will get to, but this is the main reason it's used. For people that do the low kicks there. I mean, you can do a mid kick, but then if you do a mid kick, I'm not sure if that'll work in time, but we'll give it a go. Oh. That might work. Oh, maybe not. Oh, it's because I'm not blocking in it. That's what she'll do if she's just standing there waiting for you to do a mid kick. Because people think, oh, she's going to do the low kick all the time. She's going to do the low parry, kick, move, whatever the hell that is. So I'll just do a mid kick to beat it. And if she just stands still, if you're near a wall as well, she just gets a 3-4, 2-4. And this will always punish no matter what. It has so much range, it will always punish. Down back 4 is it's a bit, it's slowish. It's sort of reactable. But it's hard. It's minus 13. And it's only +1. So like if they try to do these on repeat, they really can't. Like they do not have the frames for that. But a lot of people do down back 4 into down back 2 because people know it's +1, they'll jab and then they'll do the high crush low. So I guess if you did that, it would be the low that they're going to follow up with. Or sometimes they might just jab. This is a wall bounce, I believe. Yeah, this is a wall bounce. Minus 14. So you can, you know, do the back 2 pick up if you really want. If you have starburst, you know, you see that power crush. Yeah, this is the low kick thing that she has. It's only minus 3. Right, both a low sabaki and the right punch one is safe, like really safe, like only just not neutral. So you know, be careful on what you do after this, because you will be able to move around and stuff. But that does parry lows. That's all you'll mainly use it for. This is natural, I believe. Yeah, this is a 11 frame punish. Forces crouch. So she's in a pretty good situation. It's minus 10. But honestly, I don't see it too much. Maybe I should start using it with it only being minus 10, but you know. Back to one. I think it's jail. Yeah, it jails. 13 frames is natural. Yeah, so this is just a natural string that you can use if it hits. It hits. If not, she's in a safe place. You can't duck it, and it's -6. This is the more dangerous one. This is a safe move. -9. But if you get caught pressing the second, it's a counter hit launcher, and it's a mid. So this is a very good neutral string to have for people that get impatient. Back 3-1. This is one of those. It's +5 on hit, but if they press there, she can wall splat you with forward 2-4 if you're near the wall. And people want to try. I think it's natural, yeah. Yeah, people want to try duck as well because there is a high version which will be. It's mainly used as a combo ender, but it's this, which is also safe, so be careful trying to challenge because there's always pushback, so you don't want to jab against this or anything. And if you get counter hit by the second hit, the whole thing's guaranteed. But the second hit's a high that you can duck and launch. But be careful because of the mid. This is like the part from the down 3. If you see the homing high that she has there, always duck after it. There's no mid follow up, so it's always going to be a high-low if they do the string. This is mainly used in combos or to like re-wall splat. You won't see this used really for anything else. That's all this move's really used for. And that's unblockable, I think. Yeah. This is just an evasive move, I think. Yeah, -12 though, so it's probably will get out like Huang's Rage Art, maybe. Probably what you'd use that for, or just to avoid certain stuff. I don't know. This is a low crush. Counter hit, knock down for a guaranteed forward 3. Safe. Probably use after the hell sweep to stop people doing a low. I guess they could use this as well. Hotkick's -13, same as Claudio's -13, but hers, she has to go into stance. Doesn't really matter, she still gets a full combo and stuff, but it leads her into a stance to do the combo. Sure, I'm so tired. Forward 2, one of the best mids in the game. 13 frame. I'm not sure you're going to get it at 13 frame. Only -2, little bit of pushback, and on hit, +15, gets a full on mix up. What a move. What a move. Like, it's just one of those, it's just a good move. And because it's a forward motion, it does track a bit as well, so it depends on how you do it and stuff, but there is ways to step around it if you see it coming like that. If you can get the timing, you can step it, but it's just a really, really powerful mid. Forward 3, not used too much in neutral, mainly used to the on-grounded opponents, but it is a launcher. She does get a full combo off it, and it is -14, so you know, punish it with, if you've got Starburst back to, if not, just forward 2 to it. Forward 4 is just a mid check, -3, +7, just a mid check that she has. It's decent. People use down forward 4 a bit more than the forward 4 version. She does have a high. This is a launcher as well, and it's +8. So, but honestly, I don't see this move too much because it's a high. Forward 1+2 is the follow-up move she has when she gets like a knockdown and stuff, where people like haven't back rolled, or like she definitely gets a guaranteed follow-up. This is the move they'll use. But it's -13. It also wall splats, and it's probably one of the safer mid wall splats that she has. You don't really see this, to be honest. Don't really see this too much. You assume it's just the use of the low crush. Yeah, just uses the low crush. This is her max damage wall ender, and sometimes combo ender. If they finish this, it's launch punishable. But you'll mainly see it as a combo ender after rage drive, or a wall ender is what you'll see this string for. She has a running 1, which is a high. But be careful ducking this. I mean, it's quick. she gets the guaranteed forward 1+2 follow up. It's +7, and obviously it is a high, you want to duck it, but forward 2 is just that powerful that sometimes, because she can do forward 2 from anywhere, so it's a sort of mix up from while running 1, so just be careful about that. This is 13, I believe. Yeah, 13 frame, +6. Second, it's a high, but be careful, she has a mid follow up as well, which is this one. For people that try duck. And at the wall, she actually gets a guaranteed rage art with this string. No, not from there though. I'll just show you so you just know to be careful. Not from there. It's a bit of a weird one. It just depends on where she hits you, but she does get a guaranteed rage art. Honestly, I don't know the timing. I don't know the timing and the positioning she needs to be in. Maybe here. Yeah, there you go. She gets a guaranteed rage art at the wall. If it doesn't wall spot and it leaves them just short of the wall, she gets a guaranteed rage out. So just be really careful if you duck in there. Whilst into 15 frame, -12, so not 13 or more like others. For some reason, forward 2-2 is not punishing. Maybe I was just slow. But it's a launcher. That's a 15 frame launcher. Whilst in is 14 frames. So if I don't think we have anything 14 frames that leaves crouch. I guess if she punished down back three, she's near a wall, but it's a 14 frame launcher. I mean, not launcher, wall bounce, sorry. -13, so punishable. But it's just a quick wall bounce that she has from crouch, a bit like us, we have a 14 frame as well. While standing 4-2 is 11 frame. While standing punish, it's natural, +8. On block, it's safe. It's -6. But the second hit is a high. So if you see the while standing 4, just duck, because they're probably more than likely going to follow up with a 2. Because the amount of times they use while standing 4 and it catches people pressing into the 2 is unbelievable. This is 12 frames, right? Yeah, she has a 12 frame punish as well. Full crouch down for a 2, which are wall spot. So if we did sidestep 4, this would be a sick punish. But it is -14, it's very punishable. So we get a good punish on that. She has a full crouch sweep as well. Now sometimes they will go for forward 3, just side roll. Hella punishable. But they will go for forward 3 sometimes, so just side roll, because it's not actually guaranteed. There is times it'll whiff. Sidestep 2 is plus. Oh no, it's neutral. Neutral, but you're in crouch, she's not. So she's got access to quicker moves apart from dick jab or maybe a down 4. They're probably what you could challenge that with. She has a sidestep launcher as well. Sidestep 4 is a launcher for her, and it's safe. Is it a high? Yeah, it's a high as well. And that's pretty much it for Lidia. She's quite linear, so you can move around her very well, either left or right, but left seems to be the way in neutral against her. But obviously some stuff is better to the right. It has a little bit less tracking. With her stances, if she goes into the second stance, some of the stuff you can just sidewalk, depending on which one it is. Some of the stuff you can, pretty much everything else you can just interrupt. Even after the rage drive, if she goes into the second stance, you can just interrupt. But if you're not confident, if she goes into this, if she does rage drive, just hold up back. I mean, you'll eat a bit of damage, like not much at all, just a tiny bit, but you will you're out of a mix up basically. So it's kind of a good option. Remember, if she punishes you with 1-2-2 and you've got rage, you can rage out. It's pretty much guaranteed. If the 1+2 doesn't kill you, if it's not going to kill you, you've only just been put in rage. But other than that, just keep moving against her and just make sure you get the punishment right. And don't fall for the frame traps, because I know like you might have seen some stuff there that you didn't know was plus. But now you do. Be careful pressing after that, because she has like really good follow-ups that'll counter hit knockdown and like for crazy damage and stuff. But yeah, overall she is a solid character, and she can be a bit tricky if you don't know the matchup. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Catch you in a bit.